Students, today we are going to discuss about the sources of water. Class 7th subject science. Dear students, as you all know about water which fulfills our all necessity comes from different sources such as taps, tube, wells, water tanks, river, lakes, seas. These are the some sources of water. The main and the important source of water is rain. The main and important source of water is rain. So we can say that water has so many sources. So we can say that the rivers and lakes. The first source of water is river and lakes. Most cities that depend on rivers for water are located at the river banks. The amount of water in a river can vary from time to time. It depends on the amount of rainfall over the land which drains into the water and the amount of snow that melts on mountains. Snow on high mountain is the source of big river. So we can say that the snow in the mountains, in the high mountains, are the sources of river water. So we can say that in our state of J&K, there are the major and the famous rivers are Ravi, Chenab, Tavi, Kishanganga, Indus, and lastly, what very important river is Jhelum. And in our Karna Tahsil, the river Nala Batamaji is the main source. So the next source of water is seawater. So oceans, seas are the largest reservoir of natural water because streams and rivers flow into them. Almost 97% of all water is in the oceans. 97% of the all water is in the seas. So water is but the sea water is too salty to be used for drinking, farming, and manufacturing. Next is groundwater. Many cities are not near rivers or lakes. They use water that is stored underground. This water comes from rain that seeps into the ground. As it trickles downwards, it fills the space between grains of sand and cracks and pores in rocks. In times, the water reaches a layer of rocks or other materials that is watertight. The water collects above the water layer and the ground becomes saturated. The saturated zones is called an aquifer. The upper limit of zone is called the water table. So we can say that the cities which are not located near the banks of river, they use groundwater as their source. Cities obtain groundwater by drilling wells that reaches below the water table and pumping up the water. So well, hand pump, tube wells, these are all the underground waters which are used. The underground water may rise until it finds a way out to the surface to form a flow of water called a spring. The spring water is filtered and cleaned. Spring water is usually cold, however, some springs are warm or hot. So that's all. Thank you.